Riverdale.
Oh.
So you're going to play that funky Riverdale intro. And we're going to... How do we do this? It's just normal, right?
Yeah. We
don't do anything different.
No, it's just play the Riverdale and then say the chapter and the episode and name of the episode, and that's it.
I'm psyching myself up. I feel like this has to be great. They've waited so long that this has to be a monumental episode. There's nothing to do but let them down.
I got to tell you that I went back to, let's just start.
Okay. Starting off on the right note. Hostility.
I went and got a beer. I was like, oh shit, I've drank a beer for pre-Riverdale, pre-gaming.
That's it.
You're listening to Ka-Pow, the pop culture podcast.
Oh my God. Listen up, ragamuffins. We encourage each and every one of you to drink deeply from the cup that is Fair Riverdale.
Your hosts, Jordan, Cliff, and Seth.
Hello. Brian of Ka-Pow. Welcome to Thistle House. Shove it, hell.
All right, we're back. It's Ka-Pow, the pop culture podcast, and you just heard it, folks. You heard our famous Riverdale intro theme song music.
The Dale.
Can only mean one thing. We're back to talking about the Dale. My name's Jordan Lowe.
Cliff Barnes.
I'm Seth. I went and got a beer to pregame here before we talk the Dale. It's been a long time. Anyone that new, if you're new here, let me tell you, we have one really oddball thing we do. We recap Riverdale. It's the most ridiculous show on television still, and we have made it this far. We know it's coming down the home stretch. We're not stopping now. We didn't do all this work to be quitters, but we are lazy, and we're about a year behind. So where are we at,
guys? There's a lot of TV.
Yeah.
So yeah, nobody watches TV live anymore. What are you talking about? It just dropped on Netflix, so you'll get to it eventually.
Yeah.
We are in season 6 of Riverdale, episode 8. So we got through all the Rivervale stuff. We had 5 episodes of
whatever that
reality.
mess was.
I don't know. Scroll back. Scroll a while.
I'll say this: that I went to the 102, which was the last one I knew I'd watched, and I was like going through it, buzzing through it. I remembered none of it. I was like, "What even is this?" Like I was like, "Jughead can't hear." Who is Dennis? Some guy named Dennis hit Archie with a wrench, and he has a dog named Bingo. Who the
that's the only thing I know for sure.
You don't forget about Bingo.
I thought it was Vegas was his dog.
Oh no,
Bingo. No, his name-o is Bingo.
What are you talking about?
Bingo was the soldier that didn't make it back, and then they named the dog after him. It's all coming back to me. See,
Bingo.
This is why we got derailed, because we went through all that episode 100, and it just like, I think mentally we were like, my God, we have done this 100 times.
It's a lot to deal with. Like,
I can't explain any of it, but it's the most wild and adventurous and insane thing out there on television. And 5 stars, Jesse Starcher.
Just under Yellowstone. I think
will be missed.
But
we still got a ways to go.
So normally
it's a love-hate relationship.
We've been kind of doubling up on them in episodes now, but we only have one episode that I've watched since the last time we did this. I was going to watch another one.
Full accountability here.
I was going to watch another one, but you put up the podcast signal, so we just we're just going with one.
All right, so let's go in the Wayback Machine to said season 6, episode 8, chapter 103, The Town.
The Town. That's a very nothing title. We usually get something more than that. But it's a movie. It's usually a movie title.
Yeah. The Town.
They like to do that. I appreciate that when they name it after something. So this is post-explosion. What was the explosion? This was when he was in the garage, or
their bed exploded.
The bed, yeah, that's right. Betty,
there was a bomb under the bed.
There was a bomb under
Black
the bed.
Betty, and there was a bomb, and I thought Jughead was in the garage. I don't know.
Yeah, he was.
I don't know why I remember that. It's been years, I think. But he can now read minds. Jughead, we get the Jug dub. He's talking over, and he's explaining that he can read minds, and he is pretending to hear people. He's just
correct
hearing their thoughts, because apparently when you speak, you are thinking it as you just split seconds before you say the words. So that translates into we just see him hearing people. So they figured it out how to do that. There's an article in the Riverdale Choice. Is this the new Blue and Gold?
It is. I mean, it's not a school newspaper.
Is he he is like in the Blue and Gold office at the school at one point.
Oh, maybe it is a school newspaper,
now, right?
Isn't it?
They're teachers now, but apparently he
bad.
runs. I don't know what's going on.
Yeah, it's a new school. Yeah.
But this article is entitled "The Worst Town in America."
That's going to ruffle some feathers.
That is going to ruffle some red hair, I'll tell you that.
Oh, there's nothing Archie loves more than his hometown.
Than the Dale. That's right. So it's all about how we have a terrible casino, and we got street gangs. I mean, I can name 2 gangs right off the top of my head.
No lies detected so far.
We got terrible cops, homelessness. It's awful. Sketch Alley,
baby.
Yeah. Meanwhile, they're flashing around to everybody in the Dale reading this paper. Everybody's sad except Cheryl. Well, Abigail or whatever. She's just grinning, like reading it out. Funny. What is Pops doing at Pops? What did I miss that Pops is back working at Pops? Didn't he die?
In Riverdale, maybe, right?
Oh,
right,
what is happening? This is why we recap the show, people, because it's ridiculous.
Yeah, he did actually. He retired, and Tabitha took it over.
Right.
Pops.
Now he's there?
Yeah, and one of the just before this, one of those episodes, he shows back up and he's like, I just couldn't stay in retirement, or I don't know, something.
How's he feel about the new to-go pancakes policy?
I
don't know. Oh my gosh. So Archie is mad, of course, because someone dared talk crap about his town. He didn't go away to war for 7 years, come back and live in this town and have someone.
He didn't fight that war on a football field for somebody to badmouth Riverdale. He immediately blames Jughead.
Yeah, he comes right into Jug. We'll be talking about this at the town meeting, which of course is held where?
The El Royale.
At the El Royale Boxing Club. Because that's where all town meetings are held in every town, at the local gym.
That's right.
We got so we flash over to Thistle House, where Britannia and Nana are talking. Actually, we're in a stall. If we're talking to Nana, we're in a stall in the barn, because that's where we keep Nana Rose. We dumped her out of her wheelchair into a pile of straw.
That is terrible.
Oh my gosh.
Grand Mistress Rose, I shouldn't be here, but Mistress Abigail's getting ready to go out, and we have to figure out a way to get Mistress Cheryl back.
Cheryl is gone. Vanished into the void.
No. I saw her in a mirror that Abigail was looking into. I think she's still in her body. Somewhere.
If that were the case, it would mean Abigail's keeping her locked away. Imprisoned in a kind of mental jail.
Oh my God. Is there some way that we can reach Cheryl? Make contact with her?
Well, the only way to do that would be when Abigail is in a deep sleep. And you would need to be in a deep slumber near to her. I mean, Abigail once inhabited your body. You could use that tether to enter and walk her dreamscape. And perhaps find Cheryl, if she exists.
I could drug her tea.
Be warned, if you try this, you must awaken before Abigail does. Or risk her wrath.
Britt is saying that she saw Cheryl in the mirror pleading for her life, like she's trapped inside of Abigail. Oh my gosh.
So this is like the 18th century witch who possessed Cheryl's body, right?
Right. Her ancestor, yes.
Which, to all you new listeners, I predicted Cheryl was a witch in season 2. We're in season 6. It's paying off now.
I made a note.
Okay. I like a note.
Okay. That apparently Nana has forgotten she was the one who brought Abigail back and put her into Cheryl.
I've forgotten.
Yeah. So let's
the
keep that in
writers
mind.
forgot.
Yeah, they totally forgot that.
So, of course, Nana Rose has a fix. She knows she's old school. She says, here's what you do. You need to both, you talking to Britt, you and Abigail both need to be in a deep sleep. And then you could find Cheryl in that dream.
If she's close to her.
Yeah, you have to sleep near her.
Right.
This is stupid. You have to sleep near her, but you must wake up first, or you're at terrible risk. So she's going to give her drugs for the tea. She's going to give her a drug.
She calls it, I think she even calls it dream walking. I was like, hold up. Like, we are just ripping off Doctor Strange now. They're going to dream walk.
Oh, I didn't hear that. But we get a little flashback there then to show, kind of set up what she's going to be going into. We see Jason and Cheryl as kids sitting around the table with Penelope, and they're planning a birthday party. Mm-hmm. And but they're not inviting that 2-bit trollop. Who? Do you remember her name?
Heather.
That's because you watched this recently. I was asking the guy that hasn't watched it for a year.
I'm helping him out.
We're not inviting the 2-bit trollop Heather, and I'm like, who the F is Heather?
Yeah, we've never met Heather.
Is Heather?
Yeah, Heather was Cheryl's first love, apparently, but we haven't met her ever in 6 seasons.
Probably never will.
Never will.
So there was some Sapphic tendencies way back. She's a Sapphic from way back.
Exactly.
We're at the gym for the town hall meeting, right by the boxing ring, and the Thunder, which for you noobs, is Alice Cooper.
I love the confidence. I love the confidence with which you assume we have new listeners.
Yeah.
You know it. You know it in your bones.
I got too many texts. Okay. Alice Cooper, which does not help explain this now that I say it out loud. It's not actually Alice Cooper. It's a character, Alice Cooper, the mother of Betty Cooper.
Welcome to my nightmare.
We refer to exactly me explaining this is my nightmare. We refer to her as the Thunder because of a very early episode of The Dale.
Right.
That was in slow-mo.
You know, patrons have access to a glossary, if you remember, on our Facebook page. We have a glossary.
I forgot about the glossary.
For all these terms and what they mean. So patrons will be in the know.
Ah, yes. find out what a hilarious prank is.
You too will know who we're talking about when we say blow pass.
Oh my god, I do find this fun. The Thunder is complaining about the Babylonium Casino. Babylonium.
That's Veronica's current
casino. It's her current business. Not syrup, not rum. It's casino.
Jewelry.
Not a
speakeasy.
Speakeasy. Yeah.
The Black Widow of Wall Street.
It's not the Wall Street. It's not that. Wow. It's a lot of stuff. Archie steps up and says, "Can we cut to the damn chase here? Who wrote that article?" And we find out who wrote it, Jordan.
I know that one. Percival Pickens.
Percival, probably P. Pickens.
Yeah.
He wrote it.
PPP.
Archie said, "Well, let's go outside and fight then."
Immediately.
Immediately.
They're in a boxing gym, and we have to go outside.
Take it outside. Yeah. There's a ring right there, but he's like, "Let's go out and sketch alley and do this right now."
Wow.
And Percival Pickens is like, "I have a solution to this town being the worst town in America. I will pay for a bus, and all the homeless people in Sketch Alley will put them on the bus and bus them right out of town."
Wait, this episode came out before Ron DeSantis flew all those people to Martha's Vineyard.
I was just getting ready to say, what a Republican thing to do.
And
it would not shock me if Ron DeSantis was getting all his ideas from Riverdale.
He's like, this Percival Pickens, I like him.
I like him, yes.
He's got a lot of great ideas.
What was the ancestor Pickens? What was his name?
General
Chicken Pickens? I don't remember. What was something about chicken, I thought.
I don't remember.
Oh, Charles Chickens?
That was somebody else. That was an author.
I don't know. Okay. Britt is making some tea. We see that for a moment. Then we get over at the Andrews house. Jughead comes in, says, "Don't punch me." Because that's how you have to lead when you check in with Archie.
You don't got to read minds to know Archie wants to punch somebody.
Yeah. If you come over to his house.
There's not a thought in that head.
Stay right up.
He's all punches.
Don't punch me. Don't punch me, bro. He explains to Archie, "I am with you on the homeless situation, and I have a solution. It's not busing people away. Micro homes." He's like, "We make one home per person." And he's like, "Well, what are you telling me for?" He's like, "You have a construction company." He's like, "Oh, yeah, I do. This is a great idea." All of a sudden, he's in on it.
I agree.
Rip Senior Archie, by the way.
Yeah, I totally agree. This was a great idea. We'll fill Sketch Alley with micro homes. I love it.
It is a great idea. So Britt made the tea. She drugged Abigail. She's asleep with her little book on her. Britt drinks her own tea, lays down the lounge chair beside her, and wakes up at that birthday party. But it's not a birthday party for the twins. It's a birthday. It just says, they got to sign up. It just says, "Happy birthday, Jason." And Cheryl is over in the corner crying like Mike at the end of Blair Witch Project. And Mumsy is being awful. She immediately shows up and she's like ruining everything. Britt has no time to talk to Cheryl.
Mumsy dearest.
The alarm clock goes off because she set her alarm clock so she'd wake up before Abigail, and she gets up and leaves, and Abigail wakes up.
Yeah, I wrote that this was a reference to Mommy Dearest film. She threatens to get the hanger.
No, that's not yet. We're not there yet.
Okay.
But yes, I did catch the wire.
Mhm.
We're in a casino office. Veronica says, Reggie, they have like a double off. They have an office where they each have like desks facing each other. That's so ridiculous. So she said, no more scams, Reggie. We're not doing scams. We're going above board. The town's after us. We got to do this the right way. We're going to become a good casino. We're going to rehabilitate the lodge name since my dad left,
He's not going to like that one bit.
Reggie,
No.
oh man, this is not hilarious. He said, we're going to need permits then. That's going to cost money. So she said, well, you know what? Here's what we're going to do. Cliff, what are they going to do to inspire them? Do you have any idea? It's a ridiculously stupid thing.
I don't remember. I just wrote down Ronnie and Reggie vow no scams.
Yeah, they are going to they're taking down her portrait and hanging the Rams portrait.
Yes.
To remind them who not to be.
That's right. Well, that damn picture is back. I knew it wasn't gone away forever.
Who not to be. Okay. That's what you do. Okay. Then we go to the Thunder, and Percival Pickens have a meeting. And he starts bringing up Polly. He's like kind of criticizing her about Polly. I'm not sure what that pays
Where did
off.
we leave off Polly? Is she dead?
I think
Polly's dead.
Isn't she dead? I don't know whether.
Did we find her?
She was on the lonely highway.
Did we find her on the highway?
Yeah, I think so. Well, first it was a ruse. It wasn't really Polly.
That's what's throwing me off the trail. I can't remember.
I don't know. Don't think too hard.
I hate this version of Alice.
Yeah. I don't know. I kind of like her back on the news.
I can't stand her. I need the Thunder.
Well, this is the Thunder.
This is not.
This is the original. She was on the news, and then for several seasons, all she did was make breakfast.
Right, but she was like all goody and stuff. I want the Thunder, the Alice that was with Skeet.
Serpent Alice.
Yeah, Serpent Alice.
Oh,
yes.
Okay. Well,
that's
maybe
the Thunder.
So
she says, "Shove it, Hal."
We have another. we have another town meeting here at the gym, of course, at the El Royale. Veronica, has a new sign for the Dale, Riverdale.
Not the worst town in America.
That would be better than what she had. She had the Dale, New Atlantic City. Like that's all prim and proper. This is better than, I don't know. So the Thunder's like, but what about the kids? And Veronica says, we'll have an arcade. That was the solve. That's the end of the meeting.
I'll bet Riverdale even has a movie theater.
Oh, they probably. What is the name?
The Bijou. They got the Bijou.
Yeah, I was going to say. I
would kill for a Bijou.
Oh, give me a Bijou, and man. I'll cut myself. Let's see. Okay, so
I wrote down something about this meeting. Uncle Frank spitting truths about casinos. So Frank must have been against the casino, I guess. I don't know.
I don't recap Uncle Frank.
He was spitting truth.
He's rarely integral to the plot.
So the spaces are 8 feet wide. They house 1 to 2 people, and they can be locked, which helps give the occupants a sense of ownership and security. And not to mention, all of the labor will be provided free of charge by Andrew's Construction.
Okay, so Archie is going to make some micro homes. He's like, free labor, Andrew's Construction. That's what he says here at the meeting. He's offering free labor. All we need are materials.
This is a strong, simple, and smart idea, Archie. Yeah, they have these mini houses in Chicago, and they are game-changing.
Awesome, yeah. So to start, I was thinking around 30.
30 houses. How much do these things cost?
Well, like I said, Alice, the labor will be free, but with materials, I'm thinking around 20, 25.
1,000 for each house? Oh, no. Riverdale can't afford this. We'd have to raise taxes.
Well,
More taxes?
then we're going to have to raise taxes, Thunder
I
says.
agree with that British
Because
dude.
we got to pay for the materials. And Jug's sitting in there and he can hear everybody thinking, and he hears like the community complaining, kind of about the money and kind of how they really feel about the poor people. And Percival says, "Hey, my plan is cheap." He doesn't even bring up again what his plan. Everybody knows his plan. Just bust him out.
Put him on a bus and get him out.
He's like, "My plan doesn't cost anything. I'll pay for it. Just bust him out of here."
I feel it's my civic duty at this point to point out that my straightforward proposal would cost the people of Riverdale virtually nothing and could be carried out immediately.
We like the vision, Archie. At least most of us do. We just need to figure out a way to fund it. And if you could show us proof of concept, that would be super helpful.
Yeah, for sure. I'll figure something out. I appreciate your time.
This is one of the least ridiculous things Riverdale has brought up, because that studies have actually shown that if you just give homeless people housing, it's a lot cheaper.
Yeah.
Than all the hospital visits, police visits, all the actual the
drain on the economy. Yeah.
Yeah, but people will never do it because you can't give a homeless person a house who doesn't deserve it. Even a tiny
you gotta deserve it. You gotta deserve it. So then Archie and Percival meet up, and Percival says, "Man, Riverdale could be the next what, Cliff?"
Atlantic City.
No, could be the next Marsh's Vineyard.
Wow, this is all time back to Florida.
Oh.
DeSantis is a Dale stand. You heard it here first.
Percival says, "Your neighbors don't really want the poor and smelly to be here." So Archie goes to Pop's, and he meets with Tabitha and TT. And he says, which is Tony Topaz for the uninitiated, if you've made it this far and you've read your glossary. Could each of you pay for a micro house and paint them? We'll paint them. One of them will paint like Pops, and one of them will paint like the White Worm, the bar.
I don't want the one that's painted like the White Worm.
I want to live in Pops.
So
does it come with the serpent dancer?
They're both like, yeah, we'll do it. So over in Sketch Alley, Jug and the guys, we got a lot of the dads of Riverdale showing up here. Uncle Frank and Sheriff Keller, and Kevin's now going to be a cop.
Did we get a construction montage there?
Well, not quite yet, but they're showing up here, and they go, and he tells Doc. Doc is apparently the lead homeless guy.
He is Jug's friend.
Oh,
Doc.
okay. From when he was homeless.
From when he was homeless.
Took care of him, right?
Yeah. It's not to be confused with Junkyard Steve.
No.
Scuba Steve.
Yeah. Two totally different people.
Okay. I just had to bring him up. So at the casino, Reggie says, we're over leveraged. Let's scam. We need to scam now.
A scam. I need to scam. I just love scam.
Yeah.
We need to. I swear.
Immediately, first thing, got to do scams again.
We just need. I swear, we do a hilarious enough prank. We will be able to pull this off. But they're quickly interrupted because they find downstairs in the casino some guy hung himself.
Yeah.
In the casino.
Hilarious.
So Veronica wants to call her Abuelita's Iceman to help out. How far we've come from her confirmation.
Yes.
Just a few years ago.
She sang herself down the
It's tea time again, not TT time. It's tea time for Britannia. She goes into the dream there. She wakes Cheryl up, which is weird. She's in a dream. She wakes Cheryl up, But before she could talk to Cheryl in their that she's in there with their twin beds with Jason, she has to hide under the bed because Mumsy comes in and makes the twins get down and start scrubbing the floor, you piggies. And so it ruins it. Britt can't can't save Cheryl.
Mumsy, what's going on? It's the middle of the night.
Doesn't matter. This whole house is a sty. Now you grab that bucket and a brush and you get to work, piggies.
Yes, dear Mumsy.
Get on your hands and knees and you scrub that floor till it's clean. I want to be able to eat off of it. What are you doing? Why aren't you working? You get back to work or I will get the hanger to you. Don't make me hurt you.
We go back to Sketch Alley, construction montage. You're right. We got the it's all they're building these micro houses. And then all of a sudden, Doc hits Kevin in the face with a hammer.
He wangs Kevin with it.
He wangs. Sorry. Famously, when you hit someone with something, you wang them.
Yeah.
A shovel.
Exactly. I wrote down Doc hammers Kevin in a bad way.
Yeah.
Because
he wangs him with a hammer. We go to Pops and they're watching on the TV. We got the Thunder is on RIVW and she's reporting on the attack. No more of this homeless stuff. We can't do it. They're wanging people with hammers. Cops are wanging cops with hammers. He's a deputy.
Yeah.
So TT says, I don't want to be a part of this anymore. Don't paint that thing like the white worm. We can't deal with that kind of freaking exposure.
Bad press for the white worm.
Yeah. Tabitha says, that's weird. I'm still in. Go ahead and paint one. Go ahead and paint one like Pops. So then we get...
why would Doc do that? We're left to wonder, like, wow, that's just not in Doc's personality.
I don't know. It's crazy. At the casino, Reggie says that dead guy, the guy that hung himself, was winning. He was winning at the casino.
Again, someone is acting out of character.
Why would that happen? And they watch the tapes. They have the security footage. And they see that while this guy was sitting at the table gambling, someone whispered in his ear. Who was it, Cliff?
PP.
Percival Pickens. And so then we called the Iceman, Geraldo, to come for the body. So that guy comes for the body. Back at the barn, the Thistle barn, we got Nana in her stall. And she tells Britt that Penelope is but a fiction. You got to tell Cheryl that Penelope's not just in her head. But I never get time to talk, Britt says. So over at the hospital, we got Kev is in the hospital because he got wanged with a hammer, and Sheriff Keller's there at his bedside like a good sheriff / dad / coach / mayor.
Yeah.
And Percival's visiting. Ooh.
I heard all about what happened in Sketch Alley, and I wanted to talk to you. In the hopes it never happens again.
Then we get over at Pops. They got that micro house done. It's in the parking lot. They painted it to look like Pop's chocolate shop.
Yeah.
Looks great. Over at
it's Benjamin Moore donated the paint.
Yes, Benjamin Moore.
And TT sent Archie her payment via Chime.
Because Chime was the sponsor of this episode, yes.
So Riverdale's getting that sponsorship money. Normally all their things are fake, but you can it's glaring when
occasionally
when
they ate a foot-long sub and a bag of Doritos.
Right. If you remember the early, I think it was season 1, wasn't it the Maybelline? Wasn't it the makeup ads constantly?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I made
Makeup
gifs
montage.
of that.
Yeah.
I made
Makeup
gifs of Josie with her Maybelline. Yeah. So Geraldo, the Iceman, has the body bag. He's going to take this body and hang it at a rest stop bathroom. So Veronica says, could you look into this Percival Pickens guy? We saw him on the footage. Something up with him. He's sketch. Check the alley. So at Archie's house, he's feeding Bingo, the dog, who apparently is a thing that I don't remember. And
the best thing.
He gets a call from Tabitha. I don't remember what it was about. Does that matter? So he probably just come to Pop's. So he goes to Pop's, and the micro house has been vandalized. Not in our town, where you have these houses for homeless people. No. Archie turns around, and what's he do? Anyone.
Punches the house.
Cliff.
Takes his shirt off.
Oh, these are two good guesses.
Fights a bear.
All of the above. No, he turns around and punches a huge dent in his truck. Right in the door. He's
always punching.
He's got more testosterone than all of us combined.
He also has superpowers at the moment, right?
Yeah.
He's
it's
invincible.
A huge dent. It's a huge dent.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Where's Betty? We haven't seen Betty this
episode. I didn't even notice she was gone. Honestly, but
she's wearing those dark sunglasses.
Yeah, she'll show up. Don't blow it.
Okay.
So we get Jug is talking to Doc in jail. He has no memory of why he hit Kevin, and he's like, it's like someone put that idea in his head, and he had this idea was in British.
Crikey.
What? It's Australian.
It's Australian.
Blimey.
Oh, some bloke, some I don't remember. I'm trying to think what they have on the bathrooms at Outback. Blokes and Sheila's. At the back of the Blue and Gold, for some reason, Jug's office, he is meeting with Percival. He's going to try to figure out what he's saying in his head, what he's thinking about.
Mm-hmm.
So he interviews him, and
he gets caught.
As he's interviewing him, the guy is thinking, "You like rooting around in my mind? I can do mind stuff too." So,
read a mind reader, Jug.
So this superpower has an arch enemy with a rival power here, because everybody has to have superpowers now. Back at Thistle House, Britannia writes a letter to Cheryl before tea time, gets it ready so she doesn't get interrupted, and she goes into the dream, and she finds Cheryl crying, and her hair's all chopped off.
Mistress Cheryl. Is that you?
It's me. I'm here.
Mistress Cheryl, what happened to your beautiful hair?
Mumsy, of course. She cut it off when she saw me with my friend Heather.
Please, Mistress Cheryl, you have to listen to me. This isn't happening. You're in a dreamscape. Your mother isn't actually here.
What? Of course she is.
No, it's hard to explain, but I've written down everything you need to know.
What is going on here? Unbelievable. I catch you with one Sapphic slut, and not an hour later you're back with another one. Whomever you are, you should be ashamed.
Screw you. You're not even real, Mrs. Blossom.
How dare you? Get out of Thornhill. You don't belong here.
Please, Mrs. Blossom.
Don't you show your face in this house again.
got caught with Heather.
Mumsy.
That 2-bit trollop. That Sapphic.
Slut.
Yeah. So she gives Cheryl the letter.
I'm starting to not feel bad for making her wear a mask and live in a closet.
Right, yeah.
Yeah. So
I'm starting to think she deserves it.
Meanwhile, Mumsy is getting a wire hanger, which, like Jordan said, straight out of Mommy Dearest. No more wire hangers. She comes out, she's gonna beat Cheryl with it, but by the time she gets down there, Cheryl, her hair grew back like one of them dolls. You pull a string on. She's got some sexy outfit on. She's no longer.
She's not that little girl anymore. She's the Cheryl we remember.
Yeah, she knows that her mom isn't real. This is a dream, so she's repositioning herself to make a comeback. But, we got over at Pops, the trio of TT and Tab and Jug are repainting the micro house. They're not giving up.
Thanks, Benjamin Moore.
And
yeah, and if you notice, I think it's Tony. They're not just like totally repainting the house. She's just painting over the graffiti on it.
Yeah,
like you can still read it. It's even a different color still. I was just like, okay,
they'll get it.
If you lived in Sketch Alley, you're used to graffiti. I don't think it would bother you that much.
It would fit in better that way.
So yeah, I would just go ahead and want mine to come with graffiti. So at least I had some say over the graffiti on my house. Percival Pickett shows up, of course, and he's just like takes the air out of their balloon. It's like, you don't need to worry about that micro house. I took care of the homeless problem. I just told them to leave. Because he can control their minds. He can just tell people to do it, and they do it. And he's like, I gave them all bus tickets. I used the power of persuasion, he says. They go to the alley.
That is his middle name, Percival Persuasion Pickett.
There we go. That makes sense. They go to the Sketch Alley. It's empty, but it's no longer Sketch, so maybe it's something going here. Town is gonna be the town with Pep again. At Thistle House, Cheryl visits Britannia in her dreams, and she says, we need to get Abigail out of my body.
That she put in.
We're getting proactive here.
Yeah.
Do something about this. At the El Royale, it's time for another meeting. There's applause. The poor are gone. Everybody's clapping. If you've never watched the show and you're just listening to this, yes, you're welcome. This is why. You know why we're talking about it. The sheriff helped, they said. Yeah, that's what Percival says. And Sheriff Keller announces that Percival will now be a deputy alongside Kevin.
Even better.
And Archie thinks in his head, he's sent by Jughead, and Archie thinks he's like a super villain. and Jughead trips up and answers him. That's exactly what he is. Uh-oh. So then we go over to Veronica and Alice talking, and she says, what about the casino? And the Thunder says, Percival says it could work, but the lodge name sucks. You gotta take a back seat. So they're gonna have to get rid of the lodge name on which I thought was called Babylonia or something like that. I don't know.
Yeah.
But I don't know what they're gonna do. So she's not having that. She goes back to the casino in the office. She meets with Reggie, and he's like, scams? And she's like, all systems go.
Yeah, I have the quote as scams, side hustles, and loopholes. Reggie loves all of it.
And Geraldo says Pickens is a ghost with no paper trail. He can't find anything on Percival Pickens. So was he like the devil or something?
Percival Poltergeist Pickens.
Yeah, there you go. then we get at the Andrews house. Finally, we get Betty shows up. Everybody's favorite. Betty comes in. It's nighttime. She comes in. She's got her sunglasses, trench coat on. She says, "Shut the lights off." She has headaches triggered by the light. It's a side effect of seeing the auras. She sees people's auras, apparently. I forgot about that. Was there any specific time she did that I should remember?
Yeah. Was it the janitor at the school that had the bad aura? He was going to do something.
From season 2?
No.
Got his finger cut off?
No.
Cheryl with her shirt off?
Yeah, the partner who ended up being the killer.
Oh, yeah, him too.
Put a pig heart in a locker? Wanged with a shovel, Svensson? No, okay, that's too far back.
Yeah, what was his name? Was it Glenn? What the heck was his name?
I don't know.
The guy at the FBI that
it was Glenn.
Yeah, her old boyfriend that had to.
Glim.
Yeah.
Then we have Archie says, he lets her know, well, just so you know, Jughead can read minds and Percival Pickens can control minds. Oh, and then finally we see back in Percival Pickens' lair, wherever that is. He's kind of got a yarn wall of everybody in town, and he's kind of focused in on Archie.
The man with no mind. Only punches.
I don't think that implicates him, because I feel like we all have, or at least used to have yarn walls of the cast of trying to keep track of where they all are and how they're related.
That's true.
Who they're dating and who they're murdering. And
I fashioned myself a marionette, so I kind of like this Percival Pickens, a cut of his jib.
He's making some hard right moves there.
Smelly pour.
Oof. I don't like him. I don't like him one bit.
Oh, well, at least I got my feet under me now.
The only other note I had was Veronica tried to go legit for one day.
Yeah.
That is so Veronica. Veronica is so wishy-washy. She's like, Reggie, we have to go legit and it lasted for literally one day. And it's like, all right, never mind.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it's almost like you could miss anything and it doesn't matter.
Yeah, nothing
no
matters.
Single episode matters.
Nothing ever sticks.
Yeah.
We did miss
It's almost like this is all pointless.
An Abigail Blossom or Cheryl quote in there about halfway through the episodes where she says, "Methinks I must equate myself with the history of Riverdale." And I just thought, classic Cheryl.
Yeah, I do remember thinking that Abigail doesn't talk much different than Cheryl does.
No,
because they try to make Abigail sound old timey and the diction that she uses. But Cheryl says nonsense stuff like that all the time. So it's like, how do you make Abigail sound any different from Cheryl?
Right.
Methinks, mumsy.
Yeah, they should have went Australian.
Yes. Maybe the dingo
Crikey,
ate your baby.
Mumsy. Look at the jaws on this thing. Okay. We did it.
Yes. Back on that train.
Everyone.
Woo!
We're going to ride this out. We're getting ready to start the final season of Riverdale. So we gotta crank through what's left of the 6th season.
Yeah.
And so expect more.
It's going to be wild. That's all I can say. It's going to be wild. I love it.
We hope you love this crazy show as much as we do. Or just our version of the show. I don't mind if you even watch the show.
It's way more fun to just talk about even than watch.
So we've got season 6 to wrap up, and then season 7 will be out at some point. So we're not done yet. We still got plenty of Dale to cover, and we hope you'll be there for all of it. My name is Jordan Lowe.
Cliff Barnes.
I'm Seth. Bye forever.
Ka-Pow, the pop cultured podcast, is intended for entertainment and information purposes only. Sounds, music, and clips played during the podcast are property of copyright holders. All original content is property of www.udownwithkpp.com. If you enjoyed this podcast, please subscribe and leave a comment. Ka-Pow, the Pop Cultured Podcast, can be found on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Podbean, Spotify, and wherever podcasts can be found. You can connect with us through social media on Facebook, YouTube, at the Ka-Pow Podcast on Twitter, or email the show, Ka-Pow, the Pop Cultured Podcast, at gmail.com. If you really want to go the extra mile, join our Patreon at patreon.com/udownwithkpp for special content and access to Patreon-only benefits. We are grateful for anyone who chooses to contribute, but please know that most of our content will remain free. So please continue to like, comment, and share.